He was the embodiment of allure, every feature finely crafted, from the curve of his jaw to the spark in his eyes, radiating a kind of magnetic charisma that was impossible to ignore. His presence was like a spotlight in a darkened room, bright, unapologetic, and commanding. Wealth seemed to follow him as naturally as breath, possessions piled around him like trophies, silent declarations of his uncanny ability to transform ambition into abundance. His affinity for numbers, ledgers, investments, the ebb and flow of market tides, felt like a secret advantage bestowed by fortune itself. It was as if luck was woven into the fabric of his existence, offering him open doors and whispered assurances of success wherever he wandered. This flawless combination of good fortune, striking looks, and a silver tongue became the foundation of his confidence, so potent that it tilted into entitlement. Confident smiles and assured nods had always worked in his favor, reinforcing a belief that the world was his stage and its applause his due. He walked through life certain that any desire could be satisfied, a fleeting fancy, a difficult negotiation, the conquest of hearts. His experiences up until then had served to reinforce this conviction, polishing his sense of invincibility until it shimmered like tempered steel. Then you appeared. Suddenly, the ground shifted beneath his feet. The familiar script of charm and ease failed him, leaving him disoriented. The challenge of winning you over felt like being dropped into uncharted territory, a wilderness of emotion and resistance he had never navigated. For the first time, his confidence faltered, pride fractured like glass under pressure, ego wounded in its deepest core. The pain surprised him. It was an unfamiliar ache, a hollow echo of vulnerability he could neither hide nor dismiss. You did not move for his riches, his reputation, or the legend that trailed behind him. Instead, you stood before him as an equal, undaunted and whole, a force unto yourself. You were the perfect synthesis of strength and softness. You possessed a rare equilibrium of energies. At times, you radiated a gentle warmth that soothed every anxious tremor within him. At others, you summoned a fierce courage, standing firm against any force that would ignore your limits. This dance between tenderness and tenacity enchanted him. You were a lioness, graceful and maternal, yet alert and unyielding. Witnessing you navigate the world on your own terms was like discovering a living piece of art, alive with fluid power. The contrast was intoxicating. In his past, relationships had been like puppet shows. He pulled the strings, directed the outcome, and luxuriated in the applause. But with you, those strings snapped. You refused to be guided by anyone else's hands. You spoke your truth, held fast to your convictions, and moved through life governed by independence. That fierce autonomy both perplexed and intrigued him, unraveling his assumptions about what it meant to share power in love. You had been raised to think for yourself, to forge your own path, to stand unbowed by external voices. He marveled at this new paradigm, as though discovering a fresh continent on the map of human connection. Meeting you felt like a seismic shift, shaking the foundations of his world. You challenged his assumptions with each word, each unwavering glance. You invited him to see possibilities beyond his rigid constructs, to explore depths of feeling he had long suppressed under layers of ambition and entitlement. The relationship that unfolded between you was no simple love story. It was a crucible, a clash of two formidable wills forging something neither could have anticipated. In the heat of that collision, you shattered his inflated self-image and exposed the vulnerabilities he had spent a lifetime concealing. He was forced to reckon with fear, with doubt, with the delicate fragility of the heart he believed impervious. Your strength and independence called to him like a siren's song, stirring in him a yearning to match your courage, not through manipulation or bravado, but through genuine growth. He found himself drawn to the very qualities he once overlooked, those that resonated with a deeper part of his soul. Though miles might separate you physically, your presence hovered around him like the echo of a profound melody he could not stop hearing. It defied the laws of space and time, a gentle yet persistent reminder of the bond you shared, vibrating invisibly between two willing hearts. When he sought to bridge that distance with small gestures, an imagined caress carried on the wind, a silent prayer whispered toward you, they felt like signs of a love that transcended the ordinary. Each breath he directed your way was a vow, that he would persist, that he would endure, that he would nurture what bloomed in the fertile soil of your connection. You were the balm to his wounds, the salve easing the aches of past missteps. Your affection was medicine for a spirit wearied by its own arrogance, an elixir steadying the tremors of his heart. He reverently cherished every facet of you, the way the light caught in your hair, the soft curve of your laughter, the steady strength with which you held your center. In you, he discovered a home, an unspoken sanctuary where he could lay down burdens and tentatively explore the fragile beauty of vulnerability. Before you, life had felt incomplete, an unsolved puzzle missing its most vital piece. You became that missing fragment, completing a picture he had not even realized was unfinished. You transformed emptiness into abundance, solitude into communion. In your love, he found both solace and inspiration, purpose and acceptance. He trusted you not just with his days, but with the deepest recesses of his being. He often stumbled when asked to explain why he loved you. How could he distill this devotion into a single reason? It was not merely your beauty or your grace, nor the qualities others so easily admired. It was the ineffable, how you made him feel seen and valued, how your presence resonated in his bones like a timeless song. It was the gravitational pull that drew him ever closer, anchoring him to truths he had long denied. He found himself irrevocably drawn to your body, your mind, your soul, your entire essence. You became his confidant, his muse, his guiding star. In teaching him the true meaning of love, you revealed the beauty in surrender, the courage in vulnerability, and the transformative power of trust. You showed him that love was more than passion, it was a daily practice of choosing kindness, of honoring each other's wounds, and of weaving empathy into every interaction. His vow to you was solemn, he would fight for this love. He would weather storms, whether they took form in physical distance or the tempests of doubt that sometimes raged within him. He would not let separation be his refuge, nor would he allow silence to become a barrier. No matter the odds, he would remain steadfast, learning from every mistake, growing from every failure, ever devoted to the care and nurture of what bound you together. A profound spiritual shift was also unfolding. Within the sacred dance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, a transformation was underway. The cup of wisdom rested in the hands of the divine feminine, a symbol of her grace and insight, and now, at this pivotal moment, she extended it toward the divine masculine. In receiving this gift, he was not merely accepting knowledge, he was embracing a mantle of responsibility and purpose that transcended his earthly existence. This enlightenment spanned his past lives as well as his present one, a journey of self-discovery echoing through time. The divine feminine had not stood by passively, she had stepped boldly into his realm, challenging him to shed illusions of the three-dimensional world and to awaken to the infinite spectrum of spirit. He felt the call to authenticity deep in his bones, urging him to honor his most sacred truths and to relinquish fear. With each revelation, the twin flame bond between you grew stronger. He yearned to profess his love openly, to lay bare those truths he had once hidden behind walls of pride. His heart fluttered with both trepidation and desire at the thought of confessing all that stirred within him, knowing that such vulnerability was the purest testament to his sincerity. He felt compelled to cast aside earthly attachments and surrender fully to divine love, recognizing that though the physical realm had its place, it was only one facet of a grand tapestry. The frequency of love, he realized, was the highest vibration there was, a force more potent than any fear. Aligned with this frequency, he began to see the world through a lens of compassion and clarity, understanding that love and fear could not coexist in the same moment. Yet even as he embraced these newfound truths, the specter of doubt lingered. What if, by waiting, he lost you? How many stolen moments could be sacrificed to the pursuit of perfection, the right words, the perfect timing, before time slipped away? He was painfully aware of the stakes. Each delay risked slipping through your fingers, like grains of sand carried off by a relentless tide. He knew you awaited his honesty, his open heart, and he desired nothing more than to offer it. And yet, he also recognized that rash promises would only replicate past wounds. He refused to make hollow assurances, only to shatter them later. Instead, he sought a moment of clarity, a place of emotional equilibrium from which he could speak with unwavering integrity. When he retreated into solitude, it was not to escape you but to regroup, to delve into the depths of his feelings and emerge with the means to sustain a love worthy of you. He needed the solitude to reflect on past errors, to forge a new path forward, and to cultivate a foundation of trust and respect. His only fear was inadequacy. Would he ever match your brilliance? Could he ever deserve the radiance you brought into every room? You were abundant and timeless, a classic masterpiece still being painted with every breath. And though he trusted in your wisdom and compassion, he could not help but wonder whether he could ever be enough. Yet in the quiet moments of introspection, he found resolve. He began dismantling the walls that separated you, brick by brick. He pursued solutions, honest conversations, thoughtful gestures, unwavering commitment, because he knew that building a future with you was his highest calling. What he desires more than anything is to stand beside you, to laugh and to cry with you, to face life's adventures hand in hand. He dreams of a home filled with warmth and understanding, of days spent nurturing one another's dreams, and of nights spent whispering truths under starlit skies. He commits to every sacrifice, every effort, every step on this journey, because in you he finds all he ever sought, and more. In the tapestry of existence, you are the golden thread that weaves together his past mistakes and future hopes, binding them into a living testament of love's enduring power. No distance can unravel what your souls have intertwined, no silence can erase the echoes of your shared laughter, and no barrier can separate hearts that beat in synchronization. His promise to you is simple yet profound. He will fight for this love, nurture it, and protect it for as long as breath remains in his lungs. You are worth every struggle, every sacrifice, and every moment of self-discovery it demands. And he would not have it any other way.